guy's a danger to society, bro. And he's wearing sunglasses inside, like he doesn't know how to act. This is an uncivilized monger, bro. This is a f***ing monkey.
I think black people are not irredeemable, but there just needs to be brutal honesty. It's like, look, these black people are really struggling and they're turning into these maniacs. It seems like they don't do anything right. They're obnoxious, they're rude, they're inconsiderate, aggressive, cruel. And, you know, look, nobody hates black people for being black. If there are people like that, I think that's exceedingly rare. And I don't consider myself one of them. The reason that people have negative attitudes about black people is because most people's interactions with black people are negative. Most people's interactions with black people is when you're stuck in traffic and you see a Nissan Altima speeding down the shoulder. And you say, what the fuck? You're not supposed to do that. If everybody did that, it would just be another lane, and, you know, not everybody can do that. But it's like these people have no respect for decorum. They think the rules don't apply to them. They have no respect for society. Like, that's their interaction is they are a waiter and they wait on a black table and the black people don't tip and they're fucking rude. Like, that's
yeah. So I did say the other day, I said it is true. Like, I've worked tons of jobs where we worked for tips, or ran restaurants where everybody else is working for tips. I did like even a thing where I had all of the delivery drivers like collect data, just like saying who was and wasn't tipping and like how much they were getting, not just based on race. Race was like the last thing that we did, but the majority of it was based on like sex and or like gender and how nice the house was, or like how expensive you thought it was based on the area and everything. We had like, you know, high, like expensive, middle class, and poor, and then collected like middle class guy versus middle class woman, or poor woman and poor guy, rich woman, and like kind of saw these like trends across the board that were just very clear, the differences in tipping, or the people that just didn't tip at all. And then afterwards we added, I think if I remember correctly, it was a black guy who started saying that we should add in race. And so we did, and that was the last thing that we added in. That was the thing that we had like the least amount of data on, but it was the majority of people who didn't tip at all were almost always black. Like almost every single time it was a black person who didn't tip. But it turns out there are studies on this as well, just saying like, yes, black people just don't tip. But then they say that like the reason is because black people don't know they're supposed to tip. That is a stupid fucking explanation, that black people don't fucking know they're supposed to tip. Shut the fuck up, dude. Give me a break.
Most people's interactions, it's stuff like that. They go to the DMV and they see a black person behind the counter and they say, oh, here we go. And the person's rude. Now, it just goes to show people are not racist. It goes to show people don't like people that are rude. That people don't, it's unpleasant. People want to be treated with consideration and respect. And it is true that black people are, in this day and age, unfortunately, seem to have very low moral character. It's not even just the violence, although the violence is pretty striking. If you live your life and you know that you're going to be mugged by black people, it kind of colors your opinion or perception of black people, wouldn't you say? If 99...
I think, so this isn't something that's untrue. I think the problem that a lot of people have with this is that there's a lot of things that they see where like, this isn't necessarily wrong, but we also understand that there's a lot of reasons for this. And it's not excuses, okay? It's not, I'll never say that this is an excuse to be rude or to treat people like shit, because it just is true though. Like a lot of black women just do have attitudes, but it seems to be that a lot of black women do have attitudes because of like ways that they're treated and ways that they're kind of outcast a lot of times. We even watch a lot of red pillars talk about the fact that like black women are considered the most unattractive group of women or the least sought after group of women. And there's also like an aspect of the fact that black men are more likely to engage in domestic violence, and women can definitely feel like they're saving themselves if they're louder and like bigger, like they can make themselves bigger by using like a lot of attitude. And then especially if we're talking about the way that they like have to take care of all their fucking kids by themselves, and they kind of have to have like a more strong, like domineering attitude. And so yeah, I think there's a lot of things that make this make a lot of sense in a lot of ways. But I also think that a lot of people will look at that and say like, well, that's the excuse, and therefore it's okay. And I think that that's not true. That's not, like, we can't just say like, oh, it's okay. Like, you can be fucking rude and a bitch to me and like cuss out the fucking little kid at the register now, and like that's not okay. But there's a reason for it. There are reasons for this shit that I think a lot of people like Nick aren't going to acknowledge those things. So like, a lot of these people do just have it harder in a lot of ways.
99% of the carjackings and stabbings and shootings that you see in Chicago are by black people. When you're walking down the street late at night, guess what you're looking for? Black people.
See, this has 1 million views in 6 days.
Walking in with their pants sagging, and they can't articulate what their problem is or what they need, and they're rude and they're aggressive, and I'm in fear for my life. Like, yeah, I have a problem with all of that. And people go, and these black people go, well, you're racist, you're racist. It's like, no, I just hate inconsiderate behavior. If black people were super well behaved, we would be racist in the other direction. We'd say black people.
This is super fucking hypocritical coming from Nick Fuentes. Like, while he's not wrong for what it is he's saying, we're talking about the motherfucker who like threw a cup at a bunch of people standing in like a fast food restaurant over like the tiniest little thing, has numerous times like harassed people like Ben Shapiro and his family out in public. He goes places and like just to be disruptive and just to be a fucking troll, and is constantly starting shit where he goes. And I'm sorry, but like, he is a lot of the things that he's complaining about. Somebody comes and knocks on his door and he just goes and fucking pepper sprays the motherfucker, pepper sprays the woman, shoves her off the fucking stairs, shoves her down the stairs, pepper sprays her in the face, steals her fucking phone, lies to the cops. Like, I'm sorry. This guy is every fucking thing that he complains about. He's a fucking criminal. He's a fucking liar. He's violent. He's erratic. He is all of the things that he complains about. So I'm sorry, but while we can all sit here and go, oh, true, 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 Nick Fuentes is a fucking piece of shit who does all of the things that he complains about black people doing. Black people are doing this. Blacks are doing it. Motherfucker, you're doing it. You do all this shit. You don't know how to act. You don't know how to act in public. You don't know how to be part of society. You are somebody who is constantly fighting against society, fighting against the norms. You're the one who can never do the right thing. So I'm sorry, but like, this is just so fucking stupid listening to this motherfucker sit here complaining.
Oh, yes, dude, yes. My day is about to turn around for the better. What can I help you with, sir? Please, come right on in. Man.
Why is he this way? Oh my God, bro. Oh my God, bro. Hey, Nick crazy for real, bro.
Why do you enjoy that so much?
Hey, bro. Nah,
I ain't gonna lie, he had some points.
Bro.
I won't lie, he made a lot of valid points.
Nigga's crazy, bro. Oh my gosh. Ooh, I gotta see the comments after this, bro.
I think he made a lot of valid points.
Wow, bro.
I have a problem with all of that. And people go, and these black people go, well, you're racist, you're racist. It's like, no, I just hate.
He can't be racist. He's a black woman. He acts the same as black women, so he can't be racist because he is a black woman.
Inconsiderate behavior. If black people were super well behaved, we would be racist in the other direction. We'd say black people, oh yes, dude, yes. My day is about to turn around for the better. What can I help you with, sir? Please come right on in. Oh, man, what a relief to see you here. You're a sight for sore eyes. Wow. If black people were known for being the best, then we would be racist in the other direction. Oh, finally. So yeah, that really bothers me. It just bothers me in this damn ass city, because that's all it is in Chicago, is just these black people who can never take accountability. It's always somebody else's fault.
That's a good point. He ended on right there. To a lot of black people, it is always somebody else's fault.
I would say
I'm sorry, but that's literally Nick's entire shtick, is blaming the Jews, blaming the blacks, blaming the Mexicans. His whole shtick is blaming everybody else for his problems.
this is what I'll say. Okay, click that. Go click that tweet.
She's black.
Click this tweet. Click the tweet. Yes, this is what I was getting ready to say. There's two different races of black people here. We have regular black people, like us here, and then we have Gus.
And
he described option B there.
Well, I mean, he lives in Chicago, so I'm sure
there's a lot of them there.
Yeah.
But there is a difference. Like, I'm sorry, but there is a difference.
Hold on. What
It's
percent
nothing to be
of
sorry
us?
for. There is a difference.
What percent
It's
of
two
us?
different races of people completely.
It is. But what percent of us are?
I don't know. A lot.
What estimate?
I would say
55.
Nah,
45.
not even that high. I would say like, I don't know what I would say. I don't know how many, but I know
I would
that.
say about 70.
Nah,
70's too high.
nah.
70.
I would say
it's
like
not the majority. It's the poorer ones. The father. Well, if we do say that, then it would be the majority.
I don't want to say a number,
What are you asking, Grok?
but everyone who lives is not.
Yeah.
No.
What did he
There's
search?
poor black people who are.
What did he search?
How many black people are in poverty?
Oh,
In 2023, only 17.9% of black people live in poverty.
so then it would be around 30%. I don't know. I think it is the. I think
I was gonna say,
I
like-
mean, I think the point that he made about rude, inconsiderate behavior from people and negative interactions could sour you to a people, and I think that's a valid opinion. I think that's a valid outlook to have. I mean, if I had a bunch of negative interactions with someone, I would think negatively of that someone.
But if 40%, this is a stat and when, this is 2020. If 40% of black people commit violent crime, so that's 40 off the rip.
There
So
we go.
what percent are a good 20? You can't.
40% of black people commit violent crimes? No shot, dude. Where the fuck did that come from? Of the 9,468 murders in the U.S., 2017, 53.5 were black and 20.8% Hispanic. Of the 822,671 arrests for non-aggravated assault, 31% were black. Well, this isn't the fucking answer. He's saying 40% of violent crimes are committed by black people, but he probably means 40% of violent crimes are committed by non-whites. Even that's not true. I think what he means is that 40% of violent crimes are committed by black people, but he said 40% of black people commit violent crimes, and that's just not true. Like that's just objectively not true. It's I did this in my Bear versus Man video essay where I went over a bunch of this stuff, and in there I think I came to the conclusion that it was about 16%, which is less than 4% of the country. Blacks commit 60% of all violent crimes, but only 14% of the population. Yeah, I mean, again, these are all true, but that's still not what this guy claimed. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he's just mixing up his stats here, because 40% of black people do not commit violent crimes. That would be a ridiculous fucking number.
I say it's less than 20.
So you think it's
it's-
60%?
Far over, buddy.
Wow.
40% commit violent crimes.
That's
Well,
not
I'd say
true.
then 40%.
Yeah. Good job.
40,
So, you think all of-
45.
I said 55%.
I'd say 45 to 55%.
Do you think
Yeah.
all
I said that off-
Bro, that's just nowhere close to fucking true. That's insane, bro. He's repeated it numerous times. How the fuck? I thought he was just like misspeaking the first time. Now he just keeps saying the same thing. That's nowhere close to fucking true. That's
Do you think all
insane.
inconsiderate people commit violent crimes?
I won't
No.
say no. but
Okay,
I
so
think
then it's above 40% then, bud.
that's why I said 55%, bud.
Because you do have to
That's
start
not a
at
bad
40 with that.
You gotta say over 50 for shot.
Sad though.
I don't know, man.
It is sad, but I ain't gonna lie. The way to ended is to do what we do. I feel like and to call it out, and we can't just spare people's feelings anymore. That's why I'm not mad at what he said at all.
Well,
I don't know. I think there just has to be some sort of accountability among black people. Like if black people as a collective stop defending that behavior and justifying that behavior and then accepting it as black behavior, then it would be frowned upon. But a lot of this stuff is accepted and defended by black people. Oh, they're just kids. Oh, they're hungry. Oh, they're this, they're that.
They had to.
It's always a defense from black people. So it's almost a justifying that behavior. If that type of stuff was condemned by black people in the majority, we would see a difference. But we don't. The black women want thugs that sag their pants and act gangster. They want that. That's why they single moms, because they keep dating them and they keep going to jail. Sorry, the facts are the facts. That's just what it is.
It is. I'm not gonna say it's crazy because just saying that all your interactions with black people are always negative.
He didn't say all of them.
No,
he
didn't
said
say
majority.
Okay, so I want to know with you guys what like percent of
My personal interactions.
Yeah, y'all personal interactions.
I wouldn't say I'd be some. I mean,
is it 50? Is it 60?
I mean, when I worked at a mall store, I think
But what's it?
black people were stealing a lot out of the store that I worked at.
So what would you say the percent of inconsiderate? The people he described.
Inconsiderate? Well, I mean, I feel like black people approach me differently than they would him. So I don't know. I'd say my experience with black people would probably be different than someone else's as a black man. I'm just going to be logical here. Like, I think someone might be inconsiderate and rude to someone that's white, but I think when they come to me, it's going to be a different interaction. I'm just keeping it 100 based on my life experience.
It's impossible to find a number here, but
Do you think that's a bad take?
No, I mean, this is anecdotal evidence here.
Yeah.
You know him. I already seen it.
I mean, someone else's experience with someone is not going to be my experience. I can only speak from my point of view.
I think that
people are saying he's racist.
I mean, I don't think he said anything racist. He didn't denigrate. He said this is why people feel.
He
that
just
way
described
based on
the
these
other race
things.
of people. He did not describe. He described niggas, not black people.
I mean,
I think there is
said,
a big difference. I think that I've met a lot of black people and I've met a lot of niggas, and there is a giant difference. There really is. It's two completely different mindsets. That is what I will say. Just being honest.
I mean, I don't. He said he's not a person that hates black people for being black. He said he hates rude, inconsiderate behavior. I hate that as well.
Dr. Umar even said about
He said a lot of them Negroes on the corner, on the street, got to go to sleep for good.
He said they got to go extinct.
That is the pro-black nationalist.
Dr. Umar even said that.
I'm going to keep it 100. I saw a video the other day where a woman said,
Yeah, black people are something like 30% of the fucking prison population. To say that they're somehow like 30% of the prison population, but they're committing 40% of the violent crimes, or sorry, 40% of them are committing violent crimes. They do commit 40% of the violent crimes. So to say that a lot of people mix it up and say that they say that they commit 50% of violent crimes, but it's actually, they commit 50% of the murders, not 50% of the violent crimes. It's 40% of the violent crimes. It's like, I think it's, according to like table 42, I believe, from 2014, I think it was that like something like 38%, 39, somewhere around there, but 40% is not like too far off. But yeah, that's not the same as 40% of black people. And then yeah, when they're something like 30% of the prison population, and it's a small percentage of prison populations are there for violent crimes, all of this would just be kind of impossible. He's just being honest, Tom. Yeah, that's what it is.
I don't want a man that work a 9 to 5 and take care of me. I want a thug. She said, y'all ugly. We can pull it up right now.
And then
the next day she posted a video that her kid's room in the hood got shot up. Pull it up.
It doesn't matter. It's just another day.
That's real. That's the type of stuff that goes on in the black community.
Yeah,
I
we
personally
know.
will not sit around and condone that, my brother.
Me
I will
either.
personally not defend that negligent, negative, degenerate behavior. I don't like it.
It's sad though that it's came to this, but
I mean, people have been probably saying this for years now. It's not that it just came to it. I think there's just been a more. It's just been a more vocal thing. I think most black people, in my experience, don't act that way. But I be in nice areas
Yeah, it's
where
different. It's
affluent people be. So
But most nice areas that I've been in my life, 10%.
10.
Brother, are you insane? When I went to the nicest community I've ever lived in, it was 5 black people that I knew in the whole community. And it was thousands of white people there.
It's a culture thing, bro. It's just
a culture thing.
It's a culture
So
thing.
when I think about that, I'm going to still have to stick with my number at a good 70. Because if I lined up every black
No,
person.
I don't want to say
If I
that.
lined up every black person, I was going to say, I'm going to knock it down
70
to
is
60.
too high.
I'll say 50.
70 is too high. In my,
It's almost 50.
I don't know, man. But you gotta realize, I grew up. I was in Jack and Jill, the Black Betterment organizations. I was in all that stuff.
Take
so
a ball.
what I grew up, the black people I grew up around wasn't doing that type of
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah,
Just
but
gotta
they
keep
went to
on
your,
my
you know, you've seen them though.
Statistics
You've
say-
came across them.
I
The
for sure have
statistics
seen
say
them.
if I lined up every black person, 40% of them commit violent crimes.
No.
brother.
Nah, man.
That's a stat.
No, it's not.
Can we look
Nah,
at it?
it's not a stat.
It's
No.
a stat.
Then
It's
that's-
a
you
stat
can't
based-
argue with
It's a
that.
stat
It's not-
based
it
on
can't-
another stat.
It's not a stat.
A group within the
What?
population. It's ages. What is it, like 14 to 30 something?
I'm about to look it up.
That is also true. So yeah, so what? Not only is it like it's closer to like 16% of black people end up committing violent crimes, and then it's also like a much higher percentage if you get to like 18 to 25. That's like the majority of that 16%. And then if you just narrow it to men, now it's like 70, 80 men, you know, between 18 to 25. Now it's by far like it's you got a super majority there now. And then it becomes such a small percentage that you start to wonder, how the fuck can it possibly be this many black people committing all of those crimes? It's because it's the same people committing the same crimes over and over and over and over. I think it's something like 3% of the country commit 60% of violent crimes. It's like 3% of the country commit 60% of violent crimes. Not kidding. It is an outrageous number like that. Studies have shown that a small fraction of the population, like 1% or 3.9%, can be responsible for a significant portion, such as 63.2% or 60% of violent convictions. So yeah, this is according to the National Institute of Health. 3.9% of Americans have been convicted of violent crimes. 80% of violent crimes were committed by men, percent being men. And you're very unlikely to encounter anyone in that 4%. That's 3.12% of the country. But you're very, very unlikely to be one of the people they assault in this specific scenario. 1% of that 4% commits 63%. 63% of violent crimes are committed by 1% of the 3.9%. That's right. So yes, so it's not even, we're not even talking about like of all people. We're talking about of people who commit crimes. 3.9% of them commit 63% of the crimes. It's fucking insane, dude. It's fucking insane. Meaning that like the majority of people are committing one violent crime, and then we have this 4% that are committing them over and 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 over, like averaging like 10 to 15 per person in order to get that much of a disproportionality. It is insane, dude. So it's literally impossible that 40% of black people have committed violent crimes. It's literally impossible. 5% of Americans go to prison. Percent of all men and 16% of black people. So no matter which way. So yeah, 16% of black people go to prison. That's right. So I don't even think that was for violent crimes. I think that's just 16% of black people go to prison, and a portion of that are committing the violent crimes. It's not even 16% of black people commit violent crimes. It's even smaller than that, because that's just the amount that go to prison. Right here, murder and non-negligent manslaughter. That is 51.2% black. So this is where the 1350 stat comes from. 51.2% of murder and non-negligent manslaughter. 51% of arrests were black people. So this isn't convictions, this is arrests. And black people do disproportionately get their cases overturned, meaning that they're disproportionately arrested and charged incorrectly. But This isn't convictions. 36% of violent crimes. Okay, so earlier I was saying I think it was like 38% or something like that. It's 36%, 36.4%. So yeah, so even when he's saying they commit 40%, even if he said 40% of violent crimes, that still is like 4% off. Not a big difference, not huge. But yes, black people commit 36% of violent crimes, according to, I think, this 2019 crime stat sheet. Okay. Which is still obviously a huge disproportionality. Like, we're talking about if they're committing 36% of violent crimes and they're 13% of the population, that's almost triple their proportionality. So it is still a huge, they're still committing a lot more crimes than other racial groups.
What's the story? Apparently, well, what I'm getting is this guy over here is made a bad joke online, and now people are targeting his house. This lady, as you know, she came over here, rang the doorbell. Apparently, he sprayed her with mace in the eyes and pushed her down the stairs. So she just wants a report. So, like, for now, I'm just gonna get his side of.
This is the motherfucker who's whining and complaining about black people. This is the dude who's crying about black people right now. Is the guy who just gets scared of a little tiny old woman. We're talking about a 40-something-year-old woman, tiny little woman. She went and knocked on his door. That's it. She went and knocked on his door to ask him a question. She was streaming on Facebook. She went and knocked on his door. There weren't a ton of people outside. There was nobody else out there. She's by herself. She goes and knocks on the fucking door, and he opens the door, pepper sprays her in the face, and kicks her down the fucking steps. Then walks down there, grabs her phone as she's laying on the ground. He picks up her phone and takes it inside and steals her fucking phone. This is the fucking thug who's walking around whining and complaining about black people. Nick Fuentes? Yes. Yes, Nick Fuentes. Yeah, here we go. Nick Fuentes pepper sprays woman immediately after she rings the doorbell.
Hi. Oh my God, what are you doing?
So he pepper sprayed her, shoved her down the stairs, walks down, steals her phone, walks back inside.
Her eyes, apparently she has pepper spray.
So these two people are outside my house, filming my house. I called the police earlier. They drove by. They saw it going on. They drove right past. They're marching around on my sidewalk. They came up to the door. I pushed her down the steps because she's banging on my door, filming my house. People are saying they're going to come and kill me. So someone needs to come out here.
Okay, I'll have him on the way. What's your name?
It's Nick Fuentes.
Okay. And then is it a male and a female or two males?
It's two females.
So it was one female who walked up to his door. He's sitting there saying that there's a bunch of people outside. There was nobody else outside. There were people like 3 days before who were protesting in front of his house because he got doxxed. So there were a number of people protesting in front of his house 3 days earlier. 2 days go by, nobody's out there. One woman finds his docs online and thought it would be interesting to go and see what was going on. She drives out there, nobody else is out there. Not a woman standing out there. A woman driving by sees her and rolls down her window and says, go knock on his door. And she tells the cops, like, I'm not going to turn down a fucking dare. I'll do it. So she went up, and you see in the video, the second that she rings the doorbell, the second before she even presses the button, he was waiting on her. He was waiting on her. He called the police and said, they're banging on my door. They're out here banging on my door, all of these people. One woman, and before she even rings the doorbell, she goes to ring the doorbell, and he immediately swings the door open before she even presses the doorbell, and pepper sprays her, and says he was afraid for his life. You are the fucking biggest pussy-ass bitch, dude, if you're telling me you're afraid for your life from this little old woman. Doorbell. You see that? You see that? She hadn't even pressed it yet. He's already doing it, dude. You see, the door's open. The door's already open. She hasn't even gotten there yet. She's getting ready, and then whoop! This is a thug, okay? This is a thug. This is somebody who is a danger to society. This is somebody who is committing violent crimes on unsuspecting old women and then battering them. Literally battering them, kicking this woman down the steps. He physically assaults this woman and then robs her.
Hi. Oh my God. What are you doing?
This is a thug. For him to be sitting around complaining about black people while he's doing crap like this. Then we got this too. Nick Fuentes. You got these two guys standing here. Nick Fuentes standing back here. This is a thug. This is somebody who is a danger to society. He doesn't know how to act right. He doesn't know how to control his temper. He is somebody who is erratic. And then he's sitting around complaining about black people all the time.
I did. You know that is.
In his defense, Tom, hi is very threatening. Yes. Yeah, somebody walking up, ringing your doorbell. Oh, man. Terrifying. Oh.
Wait, you need to stop. You need to stop. Don't fucking, hey! Don't fucking touch him. Stop. Yeah, we will. Sure.
This guy is a danger to society, bro. And he's wearing sunglasses inside. Like, he doesn't know how to act. This is an uncivilized monger, bro. This is a fucking monkey.
And then is it a male and a female or two males?
It's two females.
Even the 911 operator is like, okay, and how many males were there? Oh, no males. Are you sure? Was there a male hiding somewhere? Did you see him? What? Where was the male? It was just women. You're calling us because you were afraid of two females. Okay. Just you went on a nice little date with the cat boy.
Yeah, he's clearly taller. Well, Nick's 7 foot, and I'm only like 6'9".
You're walking on the curb right now. The chat can't see you, but you're walking. You're walking on the curb.
They're so cute. They're so cute.
They're obnoxious, they're rude, they're inconsiderate, aggressive, cruel. But it's like these people have no respect for decorum. They think the rules don't apply to them. They have no respect for society.